Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Detroit Tigers long-term franchise mode here on the Lost King Returns YouTube channel. When we last left off, we had a heartbreaking series defeat to the New York Yankees. Yeah, nothing else to describe it than just painful. The offense just fucking collapsed at the worst possible moment, and we lost in six. But we keep moving forward here, and we're already here back at the what was I saying? But yeah, we're ready for another massive off season. Um, so I've already gone ahead and I've offered all the salary arbitration to these guys. Dingler won't accept it, so I think we're gonna move him this off season. And given that he's probably has quite a bit of value, that's gonna be a good. I think that move's gonna work out in the end. But we've also worked on the dev lab. And here's who we have in the dev lab: Chase Allop, a minor league reliever. We're gonna see if we can improve his control to get him because he has good stuff. He has good movement. I think he can be an effective starting pitcher or relief pitcher for us. Connor Bennett, two-strike approach with fucking Dingler getting moved. We're gonna just move Connor Bennett to the majors. He hit decently well in the minors. He struggled in AAA, but I'm sure he'll be fine. Austin Wells, we're gonna try and get him more bat speed. We're gonna let these two compete against each other next year. Labor Torres, we're trying to get a bit more power with him again. Chase Burns, we're trying to get him to improve his control, which has been a problem with him for ages at this point. I don't know if this will even work, but Sullivan, trying to get better quality contact. He's going to go back to being the full-time DH next year. Let's just see if he can finally actually string a full season together. Parker Meadows, just working on his plate discipline. I want to get him, let's get that last 5% done, and let's try and get a 100 OPS plus next season. I know he can do this. He's a good hitter. He's a good hitter, not a great hitter. I want him to be more consistently good. And then these last three are just relievers who I'm trying to mess with. Holden's pitch movement, I want to get that up a little bit. Breikoff, I want his control up so he can maybe actually pitch out of the bullpen and not be a complete fucking failure for once. And AJ Smith-Shawver, going to try and get his control up, because despite the fact that he was very good last year, he did have a bit of a walk problem, which I think is reflected in his FIP. Yeah, he had a 2.55 ERA, but he had a 3.50 FIP due to fairly high walks per nine. So, if all of these work out, this team is a World Series contender. If only half of them work out, I think we're fine. But the reason why I was messing with so many of those fringe reliever starter types is because, well, this season we're losing Felix Bautista, Matt Manning, Tanner Scott, and Clay Holmes. Yeah, we're going to be down, 4 or 5 relievers this year. Because something tells me that fucking Holmes is going to want something outrageously expensive, and the rest of these will also want outrageously expensive contracts. It's not, 11 million's not bad, but I also don't want to spend 11 million on a reliever this year. And without all that, we have about $50 million in the budget to spend, and you better believe that I will be spending as much of this as I fucking can. Because I want to shore up... Really, I want to shore up right field. We have left field and center field secured for a long time. I'm still not sold on Malloy. He had a slightly above average season this year. His defense is fucking atrocious, and that bat is not good enough to make up for that. It's not a good enough bat for a corner outfield spot in general, but it's really not good enough for a corner outfield spot when you're a fucking horrible defender. So we're gonna go and try and make a fucking free agent signing or a move to try and shore up right field. Maybe we'll also grab a bullpen arm, but in terms of the rotation's set for next year already. Well, I wouldn't say it's set because we're still deciding between Olsen and Phillips, but I don't know. It just depends on who pitches better in spring training. But yeah, so really the only competition on the team is who gets the fifth starter spot. Besides that, the rest of the team is basically set. We just need to work on our left field problem and maybe pick up a couple depth bats because Santander and Joey Gallo are both exiting the team at the end of this season. Which means that we're going to have to recall Dom Johnson, I think. Is he still on this fucking... He's still on the 40 men, I think. Yeah, Dom Johnson's back. Okay, let's move ahead. I'll see you at the award ceremonies and all that. No! Absolutely not! Okay, so here are your awards for this season. Where are they? Okay. In terms of the American League Defensive Awards, somehow we didn't get a single fucking Gold Glove, despite the fact that we had the best defensive shortstop this year. Somehow they gave it to this guy, who was not nearly as good as our shortstop, but whatever. Fuck it. And, yeah, none of our other guys got Gold Gloves. And the NL. There you go. Reliever of the year, A.J. Smith-Shawver. Fantastic year out of the pen, absolutely deserved. How many innings did he go? 84 innings with a 2.55 ERA. In the National League, it's Abner Uribe, who was a closer, single-inning reliever. Fantastic. In terms of Silver Sluggers, Riley Green got a Silver Slugger, and it looked like that was the only one. NL Silver Sluggers, there you go. As usual, a lot of fucking Rockies on that for some fucking reason. William Contreras got traded. Rookie of the Year, Cam Smith beats out Masayuki Tanaka and Travis Bazzana. That's fucking annoying. Jacob Cozart is the NL Rookie of the Year for the Florida Marlins. Aaron Boone's the AL Manager of the Year, and the NL Manager of the Year is Jason Borges. The Cy Young is Jackson Jobe, though. So, fantastic season. Congratulations to Jackson on his first career Cy Young. May there be many more, though. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if there's gonna be many more for the Detroit Tigers because I don't know if we're gonna be able to keep him. And the National League Cy Young for the second year in a row is Garrett Crochet. Good for him. This guy's turned into a fucking beast. Aaron Judge wins, I think, his fourth career MVP. Yeah, third in a row. And Eldel, what the fuck? His third 10 WAR season in a row. Okay. What the fuck? Okay, whatever. We're gonna go. I'll see you in free agency. Okay, folks. So, decided to try something. The right field's been a problem for us for a while. I looked at Luis Robert, who's been fairly solid. However, his defense and center has started to fall off of late. So I'm considering moving him to right. And honestly, if he moves to right, he could probably, his defense is going to be much better. Give if he keeps up this level of production that he has throughout, like 130, low 130 to like low 120s, he could be a solid right fielder for us. Now the problem is he's on quite a contract at the moment, but not all that concerned because I got fucking Philly to pick up most of it. Um, yeah, I got them to pick up about 60% of it and throw in an additional million. Now for this, we're actually giving up quite a lot, but it looks like more than it actually is. Dylan Dingler, I don't know. I was never fond of the guy. Like, he's a fantastic defensive catcher. Don't get me wrong. The guy can't hit to save his fucking life. Maybe he'll figure it out in Philly, but who knows? And then we have Carson Rutger, who's just a 23-year-old. I don't think he's ever going to be anything. David Alvarado. This guy could be something. I think I signed him in the most recent international free agency period. No, I did it in 2025. I don't know. He's got some good potential, but I don't think he's a catcher really. No, he is. He's not the best catcher in the world. I don't know. We'll see. Santiago Urgullos, this guy is absolutely nothing. Paul Wilson could be something, but probably more reliever than starter. And Jose Brito, Bricio? I don't fucking know how to pronounce this guy's name. Power hitting first baseman, but I don't think he's anything special. And a second round pick. Yeah, I don't know. Robert, just something about this guy's stats I liked. Philly, again, has been particularly good of late, and I think that they could do well offloading Robert. So I'm going to take this. See you at the free agency. Okay, with that slight hole, probably not hole, just weakness in the outfield filled. Let's look around. So that's another. He's a fucking awful corner outfielder. That's a DH. That guy is just a DH. Okay, who is available in free agency this year for me to really? Who do I really want to look at? Okay, I know this probably looks really stupid, but I'll give you 2 years at like 8. If you don't want to accept 2 years, 7.5, then fine. But yeah, he's not even considering 2 years, 7.5. Caleb Ferguson. We need to replace the lefty out of our pen. This guy's not too bad. 3 years and 7.5 each year, but that's not what I wanted. 3 years, 5 each year, team option. This is what I wanted to offer you. I'm not going to go for Tanner Scott. All relievers. What else is there in this market? AJ Puck. Honestly, this looks like the best. Senga was not good for them either, so I'm not doing that again. Azeloy was not fucking good last year, so no. Honestly, I'd like another lefty, but most of the fucking lefties seem to suck. Keegan Aiken? I don't know. He's historically been quite good. I'll dangle a fucking second year in front of you for a little bit less money. Okay, man. Really, the only thing in free agency this year that I'm overly fucking chasing is a couple of good relievers. That being said, I still have like 30 million available if I really wanted to fucking go after somebody good. And this guy is really good. Like, look at that power. He doesn't really strike out all that much. Fantastic eye. His nickname is Chicken Cutlet. There's also a couple of. But this guy would really be a DH, and I already have a DH. That being said, my DH kind of sucks. Like, at least he historically has. So I don't really know how much I trust this DH. But, like, stats-wise, he's not really that much better than my DH. So, I don't know. I think I'm just going to trust my DH to try and figure it out. Okay. Okay, let's look into this. No trade clause. Player opt out after year one. 25 million. Here's the fucking thing. I like Diaz, but he's a single inning reliever, and that doesn't really fit with the fucking vibe of our bullpen. Did I say vibe of our bullpen? Yeah, you know what I mean. Duran's honestly a better fit. Like, it's only 35 stamina, but he could actually be a stopper and not just a closer. I think he's charging a bit more because he knows. Okay. 24 and a half for 3 years, but 2 team options. Thoughts? I'll include a no trade clause and an opt out after year one for you. Okay, Duran. I don't like spending big on the bullpen, but hey, you know, we have the money, and again, it's an all-in year, so let's just fucking roll with the punches. I'll meet you back in a few minutes, and we'll see how all this went. Okay, so we're back late December, a few days before the new year, and Johan Duran wouldn't sign. He had something to do with the fucking Rangers. I don't really care. So I pivoted. We've acquired Edwin Diaz and his magnificent trumpets. Yeah, again, not really the type of guy I want, but I'm not opposed to bringing him in, especially to have like a dedicated ninth inning man. Now, in order to make this work with the bullpen, I'm gonna have to change around the way that I do things. So we're probably gonna need to run one less stopper next year. Set up Diaz as the closer, and 8 plus. I don't know. For some reason, I've seen in the past that if you have 3 stoppers, the game will never use the closer. But if you only have 2, the game will use the closer. And yes, Shawver and the other guy will be the stoppers because I trust these two more than I trust Jarvis, honestly. Like, I probably shouldn't trust Chase Burns, especially after that playoff performance last year, but I don't know. I like his stuff, and I think that... I don't think that this is a 45 overall pitcher, honestly. I don't know what the hell the game's on. Like, he throws 100 miles an hour in his extreme ground ball. Close to extreme ground ball. Something like that. I don't know. I don't see it. None of the other 2 haven't signed yet, but I don't think either of them have gotten any other offers, so they'll probably sign. We'll see in the new year. Okay, so we're back on... Actually, it's New Year's Eve, so not even into the new year, and both Keegan Aiken and Caleb Ferguson have signed. Caleb Ferguson returns, because I remember now he was actually here before. Yes, Caleb Ferguson is back for his second go-around in Detroit on a 3-year, $22 million contract. Might only be one, might be two, I don't know. But yes, these two will make fantastic lefties out of the pen, which is nice. We now have quite a glut of pitching relieving talent again to decide through, and we have about $10 million left in reserve. So everything's good for what will probably be the last true attempt at this with this fucking core. Obviously not. We're still going to have big parts of the core. Torres, Green, Keith, Tanaka. Robert's going to be around for a few more years. Connor Bennett's coming up this year. Wells is still here for a few more years. Meadows is still here for a few more years. Job, I think, is here till the end of 2026, 2027. Or no, he's here till the end of 2030 something, I think. I need to check the salaries page again. Yes, Job's here till 2030. Yamamoto either could opt out at the end of next season, or he could be here until way later on. I'm not really sure. I thought Yamamoto didn't have an opt out in that fucking contract. I thought that was why he signed there, was because whatever. And I'm pretty sure the rest of our pitchers are going to be here long term. Yeah, Michael King's going to be here till 2030. Matt Scott's going to be here till 2032. So we still have years. It's just going to be annoying because I'm not re-signing Jackson Jobe. I thought about inking him long-term a few years back, and I probably should have, but I don't know. I just couldn't fucking get it to work. Now, next year, it's going to be quite expensive. Now, we also should have more money next year, but I don't know. We'll see how everything goes. Okay, everybody, so once again, your Detroit Tigers are projected to win over 100 games, this time 104-58. The runs against is, again, projected to be quite low, though this year we are expected to score a few more runs. 4 of our 5 starters are projected to be up here amongst the league's best, and Riley Green is finally actually given some respect, as he's expected to be amongst the best hitters in the league this year. You can see the rest of the league. The Yankees are expected to be fantastic. Baltimore, Boston, the Rangers, Las Vegas. The A's are finally expected to be good, though the entire West is just going to be a fucking dogfight. The Mets are supposed to be pretty good. Cardinals and the Rockies are going to fucking kill us all again. The Reds aren't actually supposed to be that good this year, but knowing them, they'll probably find a way to win another World Series. So let's look at the team. Riley Green, once again, the leadoff hitter. Well, actually, I'll show you the... where is it? There they are. So, Alep and Bennett, no improvements. But Wells got a bit more power. Torres got a bit more power, so he's probably going to hit 30, 35 home runs this year. Chase Burns, no improvement. William Sullivan, no improvement. Parker Meadows was fantastic improvement to his eye. 10, current and 10, potential 5. He's up to 65, so he has a maxed out eye at this point. Tyler Holden was just, his backfired on him hard. I think that just ruined his career. Zach Barzix, he had actually improved, but he was fine during the spring, but he'd had no options. So I shipped them off for a couple of mid prospects and some money, as well as the 7th and 10th round picks. AJ Smith-Shawver, his control also improved. On the second round of it, Parker Meadows got a defense improvement, which is just kind of adding water on top of somebody who's already in a pool. Riley Green got some defensive improvements. little by little, he's drifting towards that all-star left fielder, or Gold Glove left fielder. Luis Robert, nothing. Colt Keith, nothing. Gleyber Torres, though, continues to improve his defense year after year, and at this point, he has a shot at a Gold Glove one of these years. Torkelson, no, poor but no change. Neither Wells or Bennett improved their defense. Tanaka did, though. So once again, just another Parker Meadows situation where he went from amazing to basically even better. And Christian Santana, it further improved his defense. Um, yeah, he's very good. Um, at least in terms of defense, like as a hitter, he's an interesting hitter. Um, though, and he will be on the big league team this year. I also swapped Connor Holden for a similar thing, a a mediocre fucking catching prospect and and I think 2 picks and $1 million. So yeah, we got some stuff back for those two guys. Top prospect list this year. I don't think we have anybody on here this year, or we probably have a few, but not many. Uh, Connor Bennett's the only hitter we have. And what about on the pitching side? I don't think we have a single fucking guy on here on the pitching side. We have a single top 100 prospect. That's probably not particularly good. As our farm system, which was once fantastic, is now 25th out of 30. Um, like we have guys like Joe Irvin, Sergio Flores, and we have guys, but a lot of them are like in rookie ball or lower, or fairly recent additions to the team, or the like guys we picked up in the international free agency last year. It's going to be a few years before we truly get that farm system rolling again, but I think we will. I don't think our farm system's particularly bad. I think it's just we have a lot of young prospects. Um, so I'm not horribly concerned about the farm system this year. This is a do or die year for this team. In terms of just we need to get to the World Series. We need to win the World Series. This team is fucking locked and loaded with just truly one of the best rosters I've ever constructed. Um, and Gleyber Torres is approaching that player opt out for his age 33 season. Colt Keith. Colt Keith's starting to reach the end of his contract, I think. No, wait, that's 2032. We're about 4 years away. Torkelson's probably gone after this season, or he might have one. No, he's gone at the end of this year. Luis Robert, we have him for a few years. Same with Tanaka. Sullivan, I don't know. Austin Wells, Parker Meadows. We also have long term through the 2033 season at a minimum. But again, he'll probably opt out after that. And then the pitching is well. I think I've already talked about the pitching and how we're starting to run out of time. But let's head to opening day, the actual opening day, and we'll play the Chicago White Sox at home. Okay, welcome to opening day 2028. Your Detroit Tigers under the temporary control of Eric Chavez. I might have forgotten that we um, yeah, I didn't see that fucking Showalter retired, but apparently he did. But yes, this team under Eric Chavez for a few days until our next manager signs will be like this. We're much better than Chicago, but I've seen Chicago beat us before. Also, I forgot to mention due to I think it's just for some reason our scout thought that his fucking defense got better. I don't know, but for some reason, despite some minor fucking changes from when we got him, he's like a 70 overall. I'm confused. Um, but yeah, we will take on. We're taking on the White Sox here on opening day 2028. Let's go. Okay. Job goes 1, 2, 3 in the first, and we get Keith on second for Gleyber Torres. 3-2, walked him. And here's the pitch to Torkelson, he balks. And they're on second and third with one out. Come on, boys, let's get this... Oh, Jesus Christ, he's down 0-2. But he bloops it the other way for a base hit. Rounding third goes Torres. And it's 2-0 here in the first inning off of a 2-run Torkelson single. That's that for the first. Another runner on second. William Sullivan. Here's Austin Wells. And he goes down swinging. Parker Meadows looking for a shot here, and he can't come through. Still 2-0 Detroit. Okay, Green on third. Here's Cole Keith, 3-1. Come on, he's going to walk. Runners on the corners. Here's the 2-2 to Gleyber Torres. Hit up the middle, base hit, 3-0 Detroit. Two to Torkelson. And he goes down looking. 0-2 to Robert. Facing his former team, and he goes down swinging. And here's Tanaka. Ripped right at the left fielder, Zavala. Detroit leads 3-0. Job gives up a fucking triple to Vizana. Here's Montgomery. Ripped into the gap. This will get the second run home. And it's a 3-2 Tigers lead now. Okay, runner on second, Sullivan. Here's Parker Meadows. And he goes down looking. Riley Green now forced to be the one to try and pick up that runner from second, and he smacks on the fucking ground. Again, the least clutch elite player I've ever fucking seen in this game. Okay, runner on second for Robert. And Robert goes down, swinging. Okay, 2 on. I meant runner on second, 2 outs. Here's Colson Montgomery, and he goes down looking to end the 6th. Okay, Tanaka with a leadoff double. Here's Sullivan. 1-0. Rips it. The center fielder should get there. Yeah, he does. 1 out. It was a part of the lineup that I'm never all that confident in. Here's Austin Wells, and he rips this ball the other way, and that ball is gone. Austin Wells with a 2-run home run, and now it's a 5-2 lead for the Tigers. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to bring in Shelver for these next 2 innings. Or at least I was supposed to bring him in for the next 2 innings, but he's given up a home run and kind of looks a bit shaky. Florial to the second baseman, inning over. Old Keith. Okay, Montgomery. I think that's just Banzana being a fucking annoying piece of shit to us over and over again. Okay, so we hold the lead here in the 8th. Do we tack on anything in the 9th? No, we don't. You know what that means. I can't do it. Maybe I'll edit it in. I don't know. Edwin Diaz into the game for the Tigers. First time the Tigers have ran with an actual closer in a while. And that's a fly ball. Robert, one out here in the ninth. Cuero. Hit to the second baseman. Torres kind of looks at it. Also, the thing about this team that is as impressive as it is, all three of these guys could be center fielders. Like, we have an insane amount of range in our outfield. 0-2 from Diaz. He fires lined base hit, and the White Sox are in business here in the ninth. Tyler Black. Hit popped up. Damn, I can't believe Seth Rollins is a baseball player now. Okay. Last chance for the White Sox. Estevan Florial. Struck him out looking, and the Detroit Tigers have won 5-3 on opening day. Diaz comes in and calls game. Huh. So, great start to the 2028 season for your Detroit Tigers. Green, the lineup produced enough. Austin Wells, he introduced himself in this fucking battle for the catcher position. Just good season, good start to the year all around. Let's go, boys. Let's have another. Let's fucking let's rock this season. This is. I know I said this last year, but this is the fucking year. This team is so fucking good. We should be able to win it all this year, and if we don't, well, then I guess that's just on me. Anyways, I will see you guys, folks, next time. See you at the draft.